You aren't gonna believe this, but we have a couple celebrities in town. We have Toe Mater and Lightning McQueen. Returning to weekly videos, so I hope you enjoy the ride along with me. So I'm still getting used to living in this small town of Martin, Tennessee, so let me do some Army things, and in a classic fashion, I will box, trace, and familiarize you to my location. Looking at the galaxy, you'll find we are here on Earth between Mars and Venus. Of note, there is an asteroid belt located roughly here that will hopefully spawn an asteroid the size of a small country that will then hurtle towards the Earth so that I don't have to live through another American election cycle. Looking at the Earth, you'll find Martin is in the United States, located here. To the north, we have Canada, and to the south, we have Mexico. West and east are flanked by rising oceans, which at the time of making this video are only about 47% plastic. And finally, we have Martin, Tennessee. To the north, we have a cornfield. To the south, we have cornfields. To the west, we also have cornfields. And to the east, not a cornfield actually, but it is just cattle grazing. To emphasize the agrarian nature of my new location, they have this thing every year called the Soybean Festival. And of course, as a proud new citizen of Martin, Tennessee, I had to partake, and of course I went. There's a lot of Jeeps here. So you have the Martin, Tennessee Republican Party truck right next to the Martin, Tennessee Democratic Party truck. And I think it'd be really cool if they did like roller derby and like fought each other, but that was shot down. My favorite part were like the fire trucks that would go by and just blare their horn and just bursting all the little kids' eardrums. I've been adjusting to the move fairly well, and I've actually been enjoying my new office and my new work environment, the people I've been working with, and teaching students. I'd certainly like it a lot more than when I was in Fort Bragg, where I was just in a student status and just sitting through lectures and PowerPoints and death by stress when I was having to give an op board. And I feel like this job is going to be good for me. I have a lot more free time than maybe what I'm used to. I'm not spending an hour on long commutes in traffic or on last minute taskings. And I have an actual space now that I can spread out in and kind of make it my own. While it was purposeful that in North Carolina I really didn't have a lot of stuff and I was living very minimally, it felt very barren and not necessarily in a good way. You know, it's nice to not just have blank walls and fluorescent lights for decoration in my place. I realized the importance of kind of making a space my own, because before, you know, at the end of the day I'd go home, but when I was in North Carolina, it kind of just felt like I was going someplace to wait to go back to work. And with my free time, I'm trying to be a little more creative with things. Maybe get another degree here at the school or pick up a new hobby. And there's a lot to look forward to, and I really haven't had that in a little bit. One of the better pieces of advice that I've gotten in the Army is to observe when the Army gives you these pockets of free time. Because on the officer side of things, you're generally in one of two camps. You're either just balls to the wall busy and stressing out and having no time at all, or you're in situations like me where you have a little bit more free time. And the advice being that if you realize you're in one of these sections where you have more free time, you need to learn how to use it effectively. You have to transition from that mindset that your free time is entirely just to decompress and relax and not think about work. And now it's something to be used for something better and bigger, something important maybe, especially if I'm just at work and I'm sitting in my office waiting for my next class to start. And speaking of offices, so this is the current state of my office. I have my Stetson with my blue cord on it, my diploma, and my commissioning papers. But I inherited a lot that I'm trying to clean out, but I'll show you what I mean. It's mostly this stuff. Some of this is like kind of pointless, like an alumni directory to some
random college. Like the FM for like the M16A2 when it first came out from 1986. A lot of this is really old. This is from 1993. This is older than I am. 2002, 2000. This is a preparing and managing correspondence booklet from 1988. 1991. How to call in artillery if it was 1983. How to lead an infantry platoon if it was 1994. A lot of this stuff is like cool, and you can tell it's just kind of accumulated over the past like 30 years. So like, I don't want to throw all of it out, but at the same time, it's full. My office is completely full. I have no room for anything. So what I'm trying to do is go through the duplicates and find the things that I don't need 3 copies of how to write a letter to my commander. And then like little things for myself. Like the Army doesn't use the M16A2 anymore. And if anything, we're like moving away from that entire platform. So does it really hurt if I take the little booklet home that was in my office? Not really. I'm kind of a sucker for like old Army manuals just because I like seeing what's changed and like what hasn't changed. So like I'm definitely gonna look through like the infantry manual to see how things are different and then some things that will be the same forever. I even found this little notebook full of business cards from like God knows when. Look at that picture. I hope he's still alive. And it's covered with like phone numbers and names of people that I doubt or even exist anymore. The fact that there's even a booklet for things like this is kind of crazy.
I like to think of those books as my inheritance. And I've decided to use this free time a little bit differently for all intents and purposes. Mainly because I'm gonna be here a while, like at least 2 years. And I can do a lot with 2 years in the free time that I'm now going to have. Free time over a span that I really can't even comprehend. That's not to say that I'm not busy during the day or there won't be times that my schedule is just crazy packed and I won't have time for anything. But on the average, I will have time to do some cool stuff maybe. But I will only be able to achieve these cooler things if I'm able to make the transition to using my free time in a disciplined way versus just laying on my couch and looking at my phone. Or replaying Civilization 4 for like the 12th time this week. But yeah, that's about it.